Can you feel the power? Can you feel the power? Feel the power of double XI on internet television.
Hi everyone, this is Lekeisha with the Lekeisha Mosley Show. We're down here in Centerville, Maryland, having a great time out here celebrating JUNETEEth. And it's an amazing opportunity to celebrate our history of our freedom from our ancestors. Definitely I have this amazing gentleman that's next to me right now, and he's going to let us know exactly who he is and what he's representing down here in the community.
Great. So I'm Eric Johnson. I grew up here in Centerville, and I grew up in the 80s at a time when the crack epidemic was disproportionately affecting the African American community. And we had a police chief for the town of Centerville at that time named John Lekeisha, and he wanted to take National Crime Prevention Month, Halloween, and Red Ribbon Week and combine them into one creative event. So he came up with this crazy idea of the Haunted Crack House. So it tells the story of a girl named Liz, a teenager who becomes entangled in the web of addiction, and then there's a tragedy at the end. And the wonderful thing about this project is that you go through different scenes in the life of a drug abuser. And so there's a courtroom scene where the local judges play the part of themselves. And so wherever possible, we use people from the actual community. So now we have, fast forward 30 years later, we've decided to do a 30th anniversary edition, and we're so honored to be able to have it be held here at such a special place, this African American Heritage Center and Museum. And so we know that this location is a beacon of hope and healing and celebration. And as a community center of excellence for education, we can't think of a better place to have what will be a project focused on the opioid epidemic, which is affecting every corner of the communities that we have here.
Wow, you just said a mouthful. Listen, if you only knew just how vital the information that you have in your organization, the communities need this today. There's so many people that are doing this behind the scenes. You know, people are hiding their addictions.
Absolutely.
A lot of people are, professionals, influencers that are in, prime leadership roles, and they begin to go behind closed doors and continue to have substance abuse issues. And a lot of times it's not easy to let someone know because, it's scary. It's something that's embarrassing for people to know that you're dealing with that. And I feel like this program that you have is really giving us hope and giving us a safe haven for us to be able to connect and be able to heal from our wounds that we're hiding.
Amen. Mm-hmm. And so definitely a project that speaks to spiritual awakening. There's definitely a spiritual journey that I think we all believe goes along with addiction. And so we have virtually every agency in the community partnering to bring this about. And again, it'll be based on a younger age population. So we're encouraging our teenagers, our young adults to attend with their families. And at the end of the day, I think what we're really hoping is that when people walk through, they'll be able to say, you know what, that was my family. Or that's my sister's house, or that's my friend that goes to church with me, that they'll be able to recognize it, and that after they go through, they'll be able to have healthy conversations within their families, within their communities and congregations about making better choices when it comes to substances and where to get help.
Well, you literally are doing exactly what a lot of us are scared to do. A lot of us are not wanting to really be honest about this because you don't have a safe haven to be honest with. Someone would judge you. Someone would make you feel bad. Oh, wow, this is happening to you. But the whole thing is about being healed and to begin to move forward in our callings of what we have for today. So I feel like you're doing that with your organization.
Well, thank you.
Absolutely. Please let us know how we can stay connected with you because you have such great value.
Oh, thank you. So we have a website, www.hauntedcrackhouse.com. We're going to keep that brand. That's the committee that sponsored it. We are looking for a new name, so it might be called Haunted Trap House or something else. But right now, the website's the best, and email is info@hauntedcrackhouse.com.
Wow, there it is, you guys. You need to stay connected. If you have anyone that you know that definitely does not feel that they can be expressive of what's going on in their past or what's going on in their current present. A lot of times we don't want to tell anyone, but we know some secrets, but we can trust this group, amazing group right here, to begin to keep it as a safe haven and begin to acknowledge whatever you got going on and begin the healing process, because that's what we all need. This is Lekeisha with the Lekeisha Mosley Show. Thank you so much for tuning in. Hello everyone, this is Lekeisha with the Lekeisha Mosley Show, and we're down here in Centerville, Maryland at the JUNETEETH event, and it's an amazing event. You have to definitely look up the history of this because it's solely amazing. It's solely of value. It's hard to do it any justice in talking about what JUNETEETH means, but we have this amazing gentleman that's right next to me, and he has such a remarkable story and a support group that he is actually sponsoring right now, and he's going to tell us a little bit about himself and his name and everything that way.
Hello, my name is Anthony Johnson, and I'm with the Singing and Praying Bands of Maryland and Delaware. And the Singing and Praying Bands are a 200-year-old worship tradition that began right here in this community. And the Singing and Praying Bands were the worship experience that Africans participated in the Methodist Episcopal Church at the inception of the Methodist Episcopal Church. It is a combination of our cultural roots from Africa. So it's connected to what people call the African ring shout, but it's really just the African folks who desired to become Christians, and they did so bringing their cultural presence and cultural force with them into the Christian church. So when we come in and we gather in a circle and we sing in a call and response way. Some of the hymns that we sing are improvised hymns, or hymns that we actually create while we are in the Spirit. We tried to demonstrate today a mourner's bench, but the mourner's bench is a bench where people used to come to get converted. And what's fascinating about that is the place where time stands still and people give their sins away, but at the same time the Spirit comes in. So that was a combination of a Methodist tradition and an African tradition. And so that's what made it so powerful. And even as today, we still continue the power of calling on the Holy Spirit and singing till the Holy Spirit comes. And that's what we do. So.
Wow, that's truly amazing, and it's truly a mouthful, and it doesn't do justice of what this organization totally stands for. You really need to support it and really get the history of why, and everything that it is. I'm so appreciate this time right now, because you understand certain hymns and certain worship songs have messages, but this particular organization go in detail about what those messages mean, because, from back in the day, I would say, when we didn't have freedom, when we were slaves, we had to talk in symbols, and we had to talk in different genres in order to be able to communicate with each other in order for us to move forward.
Absolutely. So just a couple things before our time concludes. The Singing and Praying Band of Maryland and Delaware represents about 25 different churches throughout the region, on the eastern and western shores of Maryland and in Delaware. And yes, so during slavery days, some of the verses that we sing were mixed messages. Yes, we were singing to uplift and glorify God, but there may have been a verse that we had to create to say goodbye to everybody as we were leaving a plantation, and we weren't trying to advertise that we were getting ready to run away. So when we sing, by and by our day is surely come, by and by somewhere around God's throne, I'll see you early in the morning when I get home, that's the best we could do to say goodbye to everybody.
That's amazing. A lot of times we don't understand what certain meanings are, meant for, but I believe that your organization literally speaks to us and teaches us exactly what it was meant in those times where we weren't having, I feel like we didn't have a voice. We were silenced, intentionally, and it's so much that we can discuss, but I definitely want to stay connected with you because you have so much value to add.
Well, you can stay connected, so www.singingandprayingband.com, and you can see our events on our website, and there is a Google map that leads to the church where we will be worshiping throughout the summer months.
I love this. Listen, DMV area, if you are in that area, you need to stay connected. We definitely need to get more history on what you have to offer, because it's truly a value and it's truly amazing. This is Lekeisha with the Lekeisha Mosley Show. Thank you so much. Hi, this is Lekeisha Mosley with the Lekeisha Mosley Show, and I'm here celebrating JUNETEETH, which is amazing time of our history, and we have two beautiful ladies that are here with us celebrating this weekend with us as well. We're receiving so much value, and I totally appreciate the time. So they're going to go ahead and introduce themselves right here with us, and they're so beautiful. We're going to start right here.
My name is Jan DeBrew.
Jan DeBrew?
Yes.
And I'm Sharon Robinson, and we're from historical Bad Snack in Stevensville, Maryland.
Awesome. That's amazing. I feel that, everything that you guys are doing and the support that you have this weekend is of value. So please let us know exactly why did you come out this weekend and what does your support entail?
Well, what Sharon and I do, we live in the same town, and we come from a town where everybody is related, pretty much, and a lot of our older people have died, and a lot of our young people have grown up and moved on. So her and I are keeping our history alive. We display a lot of
And definitely, if you understand what Juneteenth,
old buildings and churches that we had in our community. So we want our young people to realize that, okay, you know, this is where you come from.
that means a lot. That truly means a lot. Just the heritage that I'm seeing, just the from the photos, just from the buildings that I've seen, and just I know they've been remodeled, but just to know the history of where they used to be, it's really amazing. And I love the fact that you're supporting and keeping it alive, because we wouldn't know what it's about and wouldn't know how powerful it is if you weren't here.
Yes, I done the first Juneteenth program in 1980s, and we had it at the Graysonville Community Center. So that was the first one that we ever had in Queen Anne's County. So because so much of our history was lost, a lot of people was not aware of what Juneteenth is. So I said, okay, you celebrate the 4th of July, but do you know when we were really, free, when the last word actually got to Texas? So that's when I started having the Juneteenth program. And then I guess about 20 years later, then we started having it here now again in Centerville in the historical Kennard building.
Wow, that means a lot.
Yes.
That really means a lot. I feel that it means a lot because you understand what it's about, because your family, really lived it,
Yes.
truly, and you were able to say, no, this actually happened. This is something of value, and it's some time to celebrate.
Right.
I feel that you carry that history, and a lot of times our children and our children's children need to know how powerful, where you stay at and where you live, and there's some heritage here. You need to keep it going.
Yes, that's so true. The gentleman that was here before, he talked about the singing and praying band. Well, we were raised up with the singing and praying band. They used to come in our town, and they used to stay for 3 days and 3 nights just singing and praising. And we all are used to that. A lot of people are not, but that's our heritage. We've had, in our town, we used to have a beach. It was named after my great uncle. It was called Bordley's Beach, and they used to have a good time there. We had a small little what we used to call was a beer garden in our town, and that was called Ellsworth's Place. And of course, we had our church, which was the Ezion United Methodist Church. And Sharon, you want to tell them about the Oddfellows Hall we found?
Yes.
Absolutely.
And even in our town of Bass Neck, they had one of the first Oddfellow halls that was in the nation. And all of this is documented in your records, so please Google, know your history, find your history. And we were so blessed in our generations, our ancestors, that they were business owners. Our great aunt had a store in our community as well. So we was blessed to have families that were business owners, that had a beach. It's very unusual for black people to have had a beach, and it was named after our family, the Bordley's Beach. So we're blessed.
Wow, I know you're blessed. I feel so blessed to be able to discuss this with you and just really get some really good history about Juneteenth. And it's so amazing to me because I feel connected to my history. I feel connected to both of you. You're beautiful. Thank you so much. I appreciate this time. Please let us know how we can stay connected again, so our viewer and audience can definitely come down and visit.
Good. You can reach us at frederickstown/batsneck.com. My number, we can be reached at 410-714-0780. And a lot of times we go to different affairs and display our exhibit.
Wow, there it is, you guys. This is Lekeisha with the Lekeisha Mosley Show. Definitely come and support these beautiful women in an amazing town here because they have a lot of knowledge and a lot of amazing history. Thank you so much. Hi everyone, everyone. This is Lekeisha with the Lekeisha Mosley Show, and I am here in Centerville, Maryland. And I'm honored, truly honored this weekend because we are celebrating JUNETEETH, which is an amazing weekend in celebration just to talk about our freedom and just really when we received the times where we can actually be free and began to be our own selves. And I feel like it's just truly amazing. This amazing woman that's next to me is totally amazing, totally phenomenal. I want her to introduce herself and just let us know what is she supporting and everything about herself.
My name is Madeline Hollis, and I came to Queen Anne's County to teach in 1951 at the age of 24 years old. And this was the building where I taught mathematics, and down on the end of this building over on the right with a small classroom, which was so small that I had to stand in the doorway to teach in to the kids. This was a new beginning for me because I'm originally from Accomack County, Virginia, and I had taught there 3 years. And the reason why I had taught in Virginia for 3 years, because like in the other counties, it was segregated. We only had the one black high school. There were no vacancies in the high school. So I took an elementary school at that point for 3 years before I came here, after I finished college. When I came here, things were just so much different. And one of the things that was different, I was paid more. You would have thought that I struck it rich, because in Accomack County, Virginia, I was only paid $1,595 for a whole school year. And the extra $95 was given to me because I was working in a one-room school, and the extra $95 made up for a principalship, so to speak, position. So when I came to Queen Anne's County, I received $2,500, which meant that I had struck it rich. My job when I came here was to teach mathematics, and I taught mathematics in that room for a period of a few months, because the building over there was in the process of being constructed. It had not been constructed when I came, so therefore I was put in this small room. And when kids had problems that they could not understand, that's how embarrassing it was to me, because it was so crowded in there. I had to go and write on the board, and my body was right in the front of some of the kids' faces. So that was the experience that I received at that particular time. When the building was completed over there, the brick building, I was one among the first teachers. Another lady named Miss Hardy was the second one that would go in that building, because they had finished a few rooms, and they were trying to get us out of the crowded conditions that we had over here. I taught in that building over there for 15 years. No, the two buildings together 15 years until integration of the Queen Anne's County High School, and I taught there for 15 years. So a total of teaching, I taught 3 years in Virginia, 15 years in the black situation, and 15 years after schools had integrated. And if you need to ask me some questions, I don't mind answering them.
Absolutely. Definitely we're going to connect again and be able to go in details about everything that you are and just the history of, you know, what you have been involved in. This small time right here is just going to be a little short, but it's okay, because we're going to have another time to connect together to go in details. But I'm so grateful and honored, you know, to be with you. Ladies and gentlemen, you have to understand this woman began to teach in a situation where, you know, it was segregated. You know, blacks and whites, you know, were not allowed to, you know, go to school together. So she began to teach in one of the first colored schools in this county. And I really appreciate her, because for her to be able to just be bold and be able to talk about it and be able to just be so vibrant and just exciting, I really appreciate everything that you have together. Can you let us know just how we can stay connected with you in the community?
Oh, I do. Even though I've been up in age, I do have a email address, and I have a telephone. My telephone number is 410-758-1498, and my email address is matt, M-A-T-T 4, at atlanticBB.net.
Amazing. Well, we're going to stay connected with you. I'm just so grateful for this time with you. Thank you so much for letting me just in on everything that you are. I appreciate you. This is Lekeisha with the Lekeisha Mosley Show. Thank you so much. Hi everyone, this is Lekeisha with the Lekeisha Mosley Show, and I'm out here in Centerville, Maryland, having a great time, and we're celebrating the Juneteenth, which is an amazing, remarkable landmark of our history, and we're out here celebrating just being free and just, you know, the times where we weren't free and now we're free. I'm just so honored to be here today. So right next to me, I have an amazing woman who is the coordinator, and she's one of the spokeswomen that are talking about Juneteenth, and she's going to let us know who she is, let us know her name, and a little about herself.
Hi, my name is Kia Reed, and I am one of the coordinators for Juneteenth, and so we are excited to have you here. So welcome to the shore.
Oh wow, thank you so much. I'm so glad to be here, definitely. Just, I'm still overwhelmed. I'm still speechless. I'm still trying to hold it together of all the history and everything that I have been able to see. A lot of times you're only able to see history in the school books. You're only able to see history when it's reenacted on the big screen. But just to be in my town where I'm able to see actual, you know, the classrooms and actually talk to the people who actually experience what we are reenacting in them in the movies today.
Well, I am so glad that you had an opportunity to meet Miss Madeline Hollis. She was here. She was one of the original teachers here. A little bit of history about Kennard. The Cultural Arts Center came about as a renovation project to renovate the Kennard High School, and it was the only African-American high school here in Queen Anne's County, and a lady by the name of Lekeisha Kennard, so of course the school bears her name, actually rallied the African-American community to build this high school. And so I kind of came on board, Johnny come lately, and I'm so excited because I love history and I love what's happening and everything that's taking place here for Juneteenth. And we just thought that would be a great event to bring here, just to kind of commemorate the history of our county. And I don't know, did anybody share the history of Juneteenth with you?
Not totally the details, but can you let us know a little bit about it? Because I know I've been speaking about it, but I know you have a lot more to say.
Oh, well, actually, we just always like to tell people that we're just commemorating what happened on June the 19th, which is, you know, hence Juneteenth of 1865. Actually, it was 2 years after President Lincoln had signed the Emancipation Proclamation, which we talked a little bit about. We tied that and made it relevant to our watch night services and how the slaves would wait up on that New Year's Eve waiting for the Emancipation Proclamation actually go into effect on that January the 1st. But in Galveston, Texas, slaves were still bound for about 2.5 more years. And so it was on June the 19th, 1865, when the Union soldiers actually arrived and announced that all slaves were now free, and that any labor that was to take place, it was now not under a master and a slave system, but to be a free laborer and an employer. So we just wanted to commemorate that, and of course that first Juneteenth would have been met with jubilation, and of course as we do in our culture, cooking, so that's why we had good food, and we had the singing, so it's really a musical festival most of the day, and we try to highlight minority businesses, small businesses, and so we had vendors and things of that nature, so it's just exciting to do and commemorate each year.
Well, I'm excited just to be a part of it. Definitely, you have been so warm, just welcoming of just whole amazing event. Mind you, it's been dancers, it's been amazing singing, it's been definitely amazing food. You know, I truly appreciate that, and that's what they did. They celebrated in so many different ways, and I feel like that was reenacted today.
Awesome, thank you.
Thank you so much.
I appreciate you being here.
Awesome. Please let us know how to stay connected with you, because we definitely want to celebrate again and again, you know, moving forward.
Absolutely, and the Kennard, as you can see the building, I don't know if you were able to see some of the classrooms, this is actually open for school trips to come and do field trips. We actually had a local school system, our local school system actually sent fourth graders here like last week, and so by appointment you can come in, you can see the museum. There's a museum room that tells the history specific to Queen Anne's County, and then also the panels that tell a little bit about Maryland history. And so throughout the year there are different events that take place. In February there's a Black History celebration, June is the Juneteenth, and then coming up later in the fall they also do crab feast and have lots of wonderful things that go on here. So basically just you can Google Kennard Alumni Association here in Queen Anne's County and find information about us. We are also on Facebook as well.
Awesome. Well, we'll definitely stay connected. I thank you so much for this time. Absolutely. Well, everyone, this is Lekeisha with the Lekeisha Mosley Show. Definitely stay tuned. Hi everyone, this is Lekeisha with the Lekeisha Mosley Show, and I'm out here in Centerville, Maryland, celebrating Juneteenth, and I'm having a great time. We have great community support. We're here just really celebrating just what Juneteenth means to all of us, and everyone has a different perspective, which is amazing because it's all warm and amazing. And I have an amazing woman right here next to me that's going to tell us who she is and why she's here this weekend.
Hi, my name is Lou Staten, and I'm from Dover, Delaware, born and raised around Centerville, went to school. I have a jewelry line, Essence of You, and Essence of You is a high fashion jewelry that the ladies, all ladies, love to look beautiful, so we decide to put a line out there, high fashion jewelry. And so this weekend it's all about Juneteenth celebration.
Awesome. Listen, and everyone, I love jewelry. I love just anything that adds to what you are, because you have natural beauty, but anything that adds to what you are is always a benefit. Totally appreciate that. So tell me, as far as how many years have you been in Centerville, Maryland?
Well, Centerville, Maryland, I was in Centerville for maybe, I'm going to say 28 years, but I moved to Dover, Delaware. Matter of fact, I went to school in Centerville, Kennard High, where we are right now. That was my kindergarten, first grade.
Oh, wow. Isn't that amazing? So I love how we're all in the community together, and we're all supporting each other, and we're all connected together, almost like we're family reunion. I feel like that this weekend. I feel like I'm in a reunion. Even if you just met someone the first time, I feel like there is a warm connection between us all, and we're able to really see how we can support each other moving forward. So please let us know just how we can stay connected with you, because you have beautiful jewelry, and I've seen this jewelry, everyone. You have to come and see it, and definitely want everyone to be able to connect and support you.
Well, you can contact me. I will be going online, putting my jewelry online, and I have also out to my vending setup cards that you could pick up, and we do house parties, jewelry parties. So come by my tent and pick up a card.
Awesome. Do you have an email address or a website?
I do. Yes, sir. My email address is coolcow@comcast.net. My website is not up yet, but it's going to be up pretty soon. Okay?
That's what I'm talking about. Listen, you definitely need to connect with this beautiful woman, Essence of You. Totally support her. Appreciate everything that you have, and moving forward for you. Thank you so much, everyone. This is Lekeisha with the Lekeisha Mosley Show. Definitely stay tuned.
You and my provision. You the lead, I'm the sidekick. Pedal to the metal. Got not going undercover. We won't change the point of view. It's for God that we stand for, and His word is what we do. Tiptoeing through the daisies. It's not the course that we're coming. We're taking this over with the rush of mighty wind.
Drive on the passenger, flow through the vision. We off in the sunset, heavy on a mission. Bon voyage to the entourage, fear and tradition. It's you and me daily, you are my provision. You the lead, I'm the sidekick, pedal to the metal. Got my shield and my sword as we headed to the battle. We're the Cape Crusader, no weapon can deflect us.
It's the moment of truth, and I found it in you.
Nothing left to do but to lift my head, reminisce on the things you said. Holy Spirit, you're flowing. Nothing left to do but to lift my head, reminisce on the things you said. Holy Spirit, you're flowing. Nothing left to do but to lift my head, reminisce on the things you said. Holy Spirit, you're flowing. Nothing left to do but to lift my head, reminisce on the things you said. Holy Spirit, you're flowing.
Can you feel the power? Can you feel the power? Feel the power of double XI on internet television.